What is up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I'm back with another full card breakdown. This is for UFC 297, Strickland versus du Plessis, and you know what that means. It's a pay-per-view, so it's time for Mr. Pay-Per-View to show up big for the first card of the year. It's a pretty good card. I mean, I honestly can't wait for Strickland du Plessis. I barely care about any other fight on the card, to be honest, because that's going to be a great fight. But everybody, please take the time to hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave me a comment. I don't care if it's a letter. Let me know what you won last card, whatever, just to help out the algorithm, help your boy out. If you want to follow my bets, you want to get my recaps and all that stuff, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's Blood Money MMA Bets, and that's where you're going to get my bets throughout the week. You're going to get all my recaps. You're going to just get a bunch of other content that I put out. I want to do a quick recap, as everybody should do, on UFC Vegas 84, and then we'll get right into some other stuff, and then we'll break down this awesome card. UFC Vegas 84. I went 4-2 on my bets for plus 1.9 units. It was a pretty good night. You know, I'm not mad about it. I feel like I could have won more. I feel like maybe you could have lost more or lost some. So I'm happy to come away with that weird card with a win. 4-2 for plus 1.9 units. My 4 winning bets, I had Jim Miller, plus 3.3 units on him. I had him at plus 110. Layer cake parlay, our Patreon is eating. Joshua Van, we got him at minus 180. Didn't have to parlay him with anybody. Hit 2 units on that. And that kid's a stud, man. That kid is a prospect to keep your eye on for sure. We had Waldo Acosta-Cortez. I got 0.85 units on there. We had him with Manal Cape. He fell off, so it is what it is. You know, it didn't turn out to be the biggest win, but it was still a win. We're going to be fading him in the future for sure. And then I had the 2-fight parlay that I put in. Phil Hawes under 2.5 rounds with the Silva Wilson under 1.5 rounds. And both of them hit very easy in the first round. And then my 2 losing bets, man, Ricky Simone, he fought hard. He fought for my money. I got him at minus 155, fought for my money. But Bautista is just a big dude. Great cardio and tough as hell, man. Good scrambles. And then the other losing bet was Jim Miller Benitez under 1.5. I told everybody Jim Miller was going to get the finish, but I thought he would get it a little earlier. Benitez honestly took some pretty nice punches in that first round that I thought would have got him out of there. And if Jim would have started wrestling earlier on, he definitely could have submitted him earlier. But is what it is. He got the win for us. Shout out Jim Miller, dude. That dude's awesome. So yeah, man, 4-2 on the first card of the year for plus 1.9 units. So that's awesome. You know, we started 2024 off with a plus 1.9 unit year so far. And that brings our overall record to 307 and 219 for plus 120.85 units. And it was a fun card. You know, I had a good time watching it. I was up a bunch of money to begin with. And then, like I said, Ricky Simon and all them lost. But it is what it is, man. Are you guys ready for a pay-per-view, for Mr. Pay-Per-View to give some great breakdowns, man? Before that, everybody, if you want to beat the line movement with me, if you want to get my early bets, you got to check out the Layer Cake Patreon. I have about 180 members in there right now. I appreciate everybody in there so much. We got a little chat Discord in there. Everybody talks, has a good time. And it's just some great people, and I just appreciate all the people that show support and are super cool. And I hope I'm paying you back with some winning bets, you know. But you're gonna get my 10 best bets in that. You're gonna get my Layer Cake parlay, DraftKings lineup, and like I said, you're gonna kill the line movement. I already beat a bunch of line movement. I already have all 5 bets in for UFC 297, and beat a bunch of line movement already. Obviously, killed line movement last week, and it's what we do, and we're gonna do it all year because Caesars has like the next 10 events already out with all the fights. So I'm going to be beating a ton of line movement. Got a couple days off here. I'm going to do a bunch of tape study, and I'll have a bunch more bets on there for the February 3rd card, February 10th card, all them cards. So Layer Cake Patreon, link is in the description, and that's where you're going to beat the line movement. I take you and give you Joshua Van for minus 180, where you don't have to parlay him. We can get him for money lines, you know. So shout out to Dr. Sarowitz, man, with Face Meat Fist. All my stuff, all the gear is going to be up, man. You see that Blood Money stuff? Dude, it looks nice. And I got a bunch of other clothes. Like I said, I got some different shirts and stuff. I'm trying to test out the next different stuff and get the best quality product out there because I want these things to last for a while. No cheap stuff, and it'll be a good deal. So shout out to Dr. Sarowitz, facemeatfist.com, and you can find them on Instagram. They put out tons of cool stuff, man. These shirts are slick. And then last but not least, man, Underdog Fantasy. I got a partnership with them. They sponsor me, and they have a fun app. If you go on there, you can do pick'ems where you can pick like over, under a certain amount of strikes, finishes, all that different stuff. And it's super fun. I mean, they got all kinds of sports, but the MMA one's fun. I use it every single weekend. But yeah, man, if you want to check that out, the link will be in the description too, but it's a link for Blood Money. Or if you go there and put in the promo code Blood Money, you'll get 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. And then let me know, send me a picture on Twitter or Instagram, and then I'll enter you into the next contest. I'm going to be putting out another contest here in a couple of weeks for a bunch of really cool cards. Royce Gracie graded autograph out of like 50. But just a bunch of cool stuff. So let me know if you do that. Send me a picture on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll get you in the contest. And last but not least, Layer Cake Discord, man. Bunch of great people in there. It's got over 500 people in it now. Really cool people. It's the free part. Link will be in the description. Go check it out, man. We got tons of cool people in there. It's a whole community. You got stocks, baseball, or football, hockey, soccer, whatever. Any sport that's on, they're in there betting it, and they kill it. So shout out to them. But if you guys are ready, man, let's get into UFC. First fight is in the women's flyweight division. We got Jasmine Jasudavicious versus Priscilla Cachoeira. And this will be a pretty good fight. Jasmine Jasudavicious, she's got pretty good striking. Like, her striking is definitely improved. Looked pretty good against Tracy Cortez last fight. Looked good against Miranda Maverick when she wasn't out grappling her and beating her up. She got pieced up a little bit against Fernandez, but was able to land all the takedowns and beat her up. And that's the fight that I drew from this fight, because Gabriel Fernandez, in my opinion, is a more athletic Priscilla Cachoeira. She's got really good striking, kicks. She's got better movement. Cachoeira stands straight up, but she was able to survive. She took a couple decent shots from Gabriela, but was able to get them body lock takedowns, man. Jasmine Jasudavicious has really good wrestling. She's like an Olympic silver national wrestler or something like that. I forget what it is right now. Silver medalist in the nationals or something on a national team. But she's a big girl. She's very aggressive. She's got good cardio. She's got pretty good striking. She's not going to really want to use it in this fight too much, because Cachoeira, that's where she's dangerous. But yeah, man, Jasmine's been looking very good lately. Good cardio, good striking. Big girl, good clinch, good wrestling. On the ground, she's got good jiu-jitsu. She's heavy on top. She's got good ground and pound. She almost got Fernandez out of there a couple times. She beat the crap out of Miranda Maverick and had a very good back and forth fight with Tracy Cortez. She's super durable. She's never been finished in her whole career, and she took a beating from Natalia Silva and took it just fine and did good. Like I said, never been finished. Priscilla Cachoeira, she's meat and potatoes fighter. She's got good striking. She's got a really, really good uppercut KO. She KO'd. She had a Dobson with that uppercut. She had Maverick with it a couple times, but just wasn't able to hurt her. But you seen with Lipsky, she hit her with that left hook. That's what rocked her, and then she was able to drop her and get her out of there. Very dangerous on the feet. The problem is she stands very tall. She doesn't have any movement. She's just looking to line up that right hand, and she's got no takedown defense and an even worse get-up game. So in this fight, man, I got to go with Jasmine at home in Canada, coming out with the energy. Never been finished. I need her to stay off the out of the striking exchanges, throw a couple punches, get Priscilla up against the cage, work them takedowns, beat her up. Priscilla has no get up game. I actually expect Jasmine to be able to get the finish here. She came so close to finishing Oliveira a couple times and just wasn't able to get her out of there. But Cachoeira has been finished. She has 3 submission losses. She lost to Gillian, Robertson, Shevchenko, and Miranda Maverick. Basically, any ground fighter that she's fought that's got her to the ground, she was submitted. I can see Jasmine getting a submission or a ground and pound, even though Jasmine's last, I believe, like 6 fights went to decision. So I like Jasmine. That's the safest play on the card. Next fight is definitely going to be a good fight, and they changed it up the bout order a little bit. We got Charles Jourdain versus Sean Woodson at featherweight, man. This is going to be a high-level striking match. Charles Jourdain, we've seen him. This dude has excellent switch stance kickboxing, flying explosive moves. He's got really good knees. He's got good kicks. He's got really good boxing. Switches into the southpaw stance and throws really good darting southpaw lefts right down the pipe, man. He's got an improved grappling game. We've seen him choke out Ricardo Hamas with a sick guillotine that he tried like 5 times in that fight, and then he finally got it. And he also showed that against Lando Venata, man. Hooked it, dropped Venata, got him in the guillotine, had him out of there within, 2 minutes. So the grappling's been looking improved. His wrestling, that's always been kind of a sore spot. That's what Nathaniel Wood was able to take him down, and Burgos got him too. But Sean Woodson's a boxer. He's not going to be grappling. But I love Jourdain's striking, man. Like I said, very, very explosive. He'll do flying knees. He's got nice head kicks, very, very powerful punches. He fights some people really close, and looks good in some fights. Some fights he doesn't look as good. And one other thing I don't like about Jourdain, is he doesn't do as good against tall guys. Like Shane Burgos was able to just be the bigger guy, a little bit longer. Obviously, out grappled him too, but looked decent in the striking. Julian Erosa was bigger than him, longer than him, was able to push forward, push pace, got him out of there in the third. And then Andre Feely, which that fight was very, very close, but another tall, long, skinny dude that was able to get him out of there. That being said, none of them guys, and are all three of them guys. Sean Woodson's not as good as any three of them, but he's good, man. He's got really good boxing. He came into the UFC and was strictly just a tall, long boxer. He knocked out Terrence McKinney with the flying knee on the Contender Series. Got his fight and chance to get into the UFC. Came in undefeated, had a couple of close, decent fights, and then took that loss, which was it was a good fight, but he ended up getting choked out just like Charles Jourdain did by freaking Julian Erosa, where Julian Erosa did the same thing and just put a pace and a pressure on him that he couldn't keep up with in the end. And Darce choked him too. But if you watch the rest of his fights, he fights very close with a lot of people. He had the split decision draw to Luis Saldana where he was knocked out in that fight, and then he got dropped a couple times and got hit with a legal knee, and ended up hopping right back up, was all wobbly and kept fighting. He should have just took the win there. But came back and actually fought decent the last 2 rounds, and then looked decent, pretty good against a short notice Dennis Bazooka. I watched that fight in Nashville, but he's a well-rounded fighter where he has really good boxing. He's really long. He's 6'2" with a 78-inch reach. So he's 5 inches taller, 5 inches taller with 9 inches of reach here. But Jourdain, as long as he can get on the inside, he'll be able to use a lot more of his weapons. Woodson's been showing decent grappling, in his last couple fights. He was able to grapple with Bazooka and look pretty decent in it, but he doesn't want to do that. And he definitely doesn't want to do that with Charles Jourdain the way he's been looking with the guillotines. So I expect this fight to actually be really close. Both these guys are finishers. Jourdain's finished 13 of his 15 wins. His only decision wins were over Chrome Gracie, which, he just kept standing, and then Andre Ewell. But everybody else, he's finished in his wins. I actually think this might go to decision here because Sean Woodson has really good striking. He's pretty durable. He did get dropped against Saldana, but he got knocked out, got back up, and ended up finishing the fight. They both got finished by Julian Erosa, but I don't see no Darce chokes coming out here. So give me Charles Jourdain, but I think it's a close decision. Like he wins 2 out of the 3 rounds. So I'll probably be staying away from that from any betting standpoint. But I do think it's going to be a really good fight. Next fight is definitely going to be a banger in the men's welterweight division. We got Yohan Lainesse versus Sam Patterson. Lainesse is 9-2, currently sitting at -145. 31 years old, 6'1" with a 76-inch reach. Sam Patterson is 10-2-1, currently sitting at +120. 27 years old, 6'3", with a 78-inch reach. So you see Patterson's going to be 2 inches taller with 2 inches of reach, but he's going to be skinny. He's coming up from lightweight to fight at 170 right now. And he's coming in against another big, mean, heavy-handed 170, man. Yohan Lainesse, he's had a mixed results in the UFC. He came in, he got knocked out by Gabe Green, but he dropped Gabe Green bad in that second round, almost finished him. Came back, had a boring decision win over Darian Weeks, and then got choked out by Mike Malott, but we are finding out and seeing that Mike Malott's a savage. But man, this dude has really, really, really sick power. KO power in both hands. You've seen it on the Contender Series. The left hook to Justin Burleson, dropped him, put him out. He dropped Gabe Green with the left hook as well. And then he's got a crazy straight overhand right, and he knows how to land these shots. He's got good grappling, not against Malott, but in other fights I've seen him, he's shown pretty good takedowns. He can get tired in most of his fights. But he's a finisher, man. And I think that he can get the finish here. Sam Patterson, we've seen him fight in UFC London. We've seen him on the Contender Series at 155 where he got dropped by a jiu-jitsu guy. Ended up come back and winning when that guy gassed out, but the guy beat the crap out of him the whole first round. Tall, skinny jiu-jitsu guy. Then on when he fought in London against Yanao Ashmus, man, he got knocked out bad in the first round. He can't take a punch. I've watched him. He won this fight over this Russian dude who's 14-1. He's a jiu-jitsu coach and wrestling coach in Dagestan. So that dude, it was a good win, but that dude's not a striker at all. But the other fights that I watched him, he got dropped versus he got dropped versus Vicinius, and 2 other people dropped him in fights. Like he can't take a punch, and he doesn't have no striking defense. Like he throws a lot of volume, and he just gets caught in the middle of his combos, man. He doesn't throw hard. and he gets caught in the middle of them combos and he can't take a punch. Now he's coming up to 170 to fight a big, strong 170er that's definitely going to hit him and put some paws on him. So it's not like Patterson. There's no way Patterson comes out here and just takes Lainesse down and they grapple and he wears him out, because Lainesse is going to have better grappling than him. As far as wrestling anyways, just being a bigger, stronger guy. And when they stand up, Patterson is going to be throwing these pitter-patter Patterson strikes, and Yohan Lainesse is going to hit him with some big stuff, and he's going to get him out of there. I've seen Patterson get dropped, hurt way, way, way too many times for him to be coming up a weight class after getting knocked out bad at 155, coming up a weight class to fight a power puncher like this. Like that dude, that Jourdain, or that Lainesse beat on the Contender Series, was a big dude, that Justin Burleson. He's from England. I think that dude would beat Patterson. So give me Yohan Lainesse there, and I think the line's still pretty bettable. You know, I think he's minus 140, 150, so people might want to look into that. Next fight is in the men's flyweight division. We got Malcom Gordon versus Jimmy Flick. Malcom Gordon is 14-7, currently sitting at minus 130. He's minus 140. 33 years old, 5'7" with the 70-inch reach. Jimmy Flick is 16-7, currently sitting at plus 120, 5'7" with the 68-inch reach. And this is going to be a weird fight because, you know, both of these guys are kind of suspect, but one you can trust a lot more than the other. Malcom Gordon, he's a well-rounded guy, man. He's got decent striking. You've seen against Dennis Bondar, he was able to land some good strikes there. You've seen against Francisco Figueiredo, he was able to land some good strikes there. He's got boxing with some pop, man. He hurt Bondar early in that fight. He's got pretty good offensive and defensive wrestling, and then he's got a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Pretty well-rounded. His biggest problem is that he's got a glass chin a little bit. You know what I mean? He's been knocked out 5 times in his career. The perfect thing about this fight is that Jimmy Flick has 16 wins and 0 KO. So that helps Malcom Gordon a lot, you know, when you really look into it. But Malcom Gordon also has fought some tough dudes in UFC. I mean, he's got 4 losses, but it's to Amir Albazi, forgivable. Sumadarji, not too forgivable, but Muhammad Makayev and then Jake Hadley, you know what I mean? And then he's beat Bondar and he's beat Francisco Figueiredo. He showed in the Francisco Figueiredo fight that he can strike, he can grapple, he's got really good cardio, and he's tough if he doesn't get knocked out. He really is. You seen against Muhammad Makayev, he was giving him a run for his money until he got finished in that 3rd round. But his grappling looked good and his striking looked good. He was actually doing better in the striking than Makayev. So well-rounded. Only problem is that glass chin, but he does have pretty good boxing. 14 wins, and he's got 11 finishes. Then you got Jimmy Flick. You know, this dude had a decent win on the Contender Series, came in the UFC, fought Cody Durden. Cody Durden was beating him up, and then they like went in for a weird clinch. He pulled the flying triangle choke off on Cody Durden, which would never happen again. You know what I mean? But then he took 3 years off. He retired, took 3 years off, came back in 2023, and took a beating from Charles Johnson. Didn't have one decent moment in that fight. Then he comes back 5 months later against Alejandro Castro and gets beat down again from leg kicks and everything, and never had one moment in that fight. I don't think he was UFC caliber anyways. If you go look back through Jimmy Flick's career, he's got 6 TKO losses out of 7 losses, right? Only 1 decision loss, and that was way early in his career. He's a great hammer, terrible nail. He's a front runner. If he can take you down and choke you out in that 1st round, he'll get you out of there, you know. If not, if you start reversing him, putting some damage on him, he'll find a way out. You can see it's always in the 2nd round. Charles Johnson got him out of there in the 1st round, but like Alessandro Costa, 2nd round. Ray Rodriguez, 2nd round. Chris Gutierrez, 3rd round. Levi Moyes, 2nd round. He's like what was the one dude that got caught cheating with James Krause that only choked people out? He's the dude that was in the fight with Nurden Becky. But that dude, same thing, man. That guy came out, either choked you out in the 1st round or got choked out. God, he fought Larimer. He fought all them guys. I can't remember his name. But yeah, he's like him, where he come out, and if he can take you down and sub you in the 1st round, he's going to beat you if you're low level. And if not, he's going to get beat. Malcom Gordon's a pretty high-level black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like I said, his problem is his chin. So give me Malcom Gordon here. I think Malcom Gordon beats up Jimmy Flick. I think he's got the wrestling to keep this fight standing for the most part. And even if he gets taken down, he's got the scrambles. He's good off his back too, but he's got the scrambles to get back up. And I think on the feet, he's levels above. Jimmy Flick literally has no striking. So definitely all day and twice on Saturday, give me Malcom Gordon in that fight. Next fight was way up the card. I don't know how I have it so low on my thing, but Chris Curtis versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Chris Curtis is 30-10, currently sitting at minus 165, 36 years old, 5'10" with a 75.5-inch reach. Marc-Andre Barriault is 16-6, currently sitting at plus 140, 33 years old, 6'1" with a 74-inch reach. Chris Curtis, the action man. This dude is a slick boxer with crazy power. He loves to counter strike and just hit you with big stuff. He'll let you get your little rhythm going like he did with Phil Hawes, like he did with Brendan Allen, Joe Quinn Buckley. You'll get a little rhythm going. You're piecing him up. You're doing good. You're moving around, and then he freaking catches you right in the middle of it with that straight left or that crazy right hook that he's got. Hurts you and finishes you. And you know, he had that tough fight with Calvin Gastelum where he got that headbutt and stuff. I thought Gastelum won, but I think Gastelum's like levels above Barriault. So Chris Curtis, powerful southpaw boxing. He's just going to walk you down. Like I said, letting you punch stuff. He's very durable. He'll take them punches, and then he'll crack you with big shots. He's got good cardio. You've seen that against Calvin Gastelum. Last fight, obviously, he was getting beat up a little bit by Nasruddin Imavov, but he's a 6'3" smooth kickboxer, you know, a whole different style than Barriault. Gastelum, you know, that was a good fight back and forth. And Gastelum's, you know, he's a top guy if he ain't going to fight Sean Brady. But then, like I said, the win over Buckley was excellent. He lost to Hermanson, but the win over Verrera was awesome. Brendan Allen was awesome. Phil Hawes was awesome. I don't think Marc-Andre Barriault can emulate Jack Hermanson or Calvin Gastelum even, because Calvin Gastelum's inside and outside movement and durability was legendary. If you go watch that fight, Calvin Gastelum took some big shots right to the chin. But like I said, powerful southpaw boxing. This dude trains with Sean Strickland, who's fighting on the same card. Both these dudes are getting it in. You know, they're getting a good training together. And he just hits really hard. He has excellent body shots. He has really good knees to the body in the clinch. That's what he actually ended Phil Hawes and Brendan Allen with. Like, he started with shots that hurt him to the head, but he hit both of them with knees to the body, and that's what ended up finishing him. Excellent finisher. When he gets guys hurt, he goes for the finish and he gets it. Excellent takedown D, 100% takedown D. Brendan Allen couldn't even take him down. He tried to take him down. He took his back stand and couldn't get the hooks in. Turned it around. He started beating up Brendan Allen. But well-rounded fighter, good cardio, super durability, and hits very, very, very hard. Marc-Andre Barriault, this dude's good. I feel like he's overachieved in the UFC. I thought he lost to Eric Anders. He had a unanimous decision in Canada last time. I thought he lost to Eric Anders. I thought he lost to Eric Anders in that fight, to be honest. He slowed down in the second round after coming out, pushing a crazy pace, and then Eric Anders kept giving it back to him. Eric Anders ain't dangerous enough to fully stop him and finish him. Looked good against Marquez. Marquez beat him up in the first round. He came out in the second round. Marquez gassed out a little bit, and he was able to just swarm him and take over and get the finish. Anthony Hernandez dog walked him for all 3 rounds before he finished him. He was able to get the Beverly Hills Ninja out of there, and then he got smoked by Chidi and Jokumanu. But if you see the people he's fighting, like Dolce Lungabula, he's not dangerous to me. Abu Azaitar, not dangerous to me. Jordan Wright, obviously, is a glass cannon. He's not really dangerous. But when he comes down and fights other dudes that are durable and decent, they're going to beat him. He's got a crazy cardio. He pushes a crazy pace. He throws a lot of volume, and he's pretty well-rounded. The problem here is he's going to be coming forward. If you go watch him fight, like even the first round of Julian Marquez, he couldn't do nothing because Marquez was just hitting him with big shots every time he tried to come in and throw his flurries and his volume. And but then, like I said, when Marquez finally started slowing down, he was able to take over and just beat the crap out of him. Chris Curtis is not going to slow down like that. When Marc-Andre Barriault tries to come in, throwing his front kicks and his shots that aren't powerful, Marc-Andre Barriault usually, you know, he don't one-shot knock out anybody. He just kind of tries to drown you with power or with volume. Chris Curtis is not getting drowned, and this dude has excellent cardio, excellent toughness. I think he's going to land the way bigger shots, and his counters are going to be there because Marc-Andre Barriault is going to be, you know, just throwing a ton of volume. And I think Chris Curtis is going to hurt him, man. Hurt him to the body, hurt him to the head. And I think he can get him out of there. And if you don't, I think he wins a clear decision with just the bigger shots and the way bigger moments in the fight. So give me Chris Curtis in this fight, and it should be a really good one. Next fight is a rematch off the Contender Series. We got Sidey versus Ramon Taveras. Serhey is 10-1, currently sitting at -180, 27 years old. 5'11" with the 72-inch reach. Ramon is 9-2, 30 years old, 5'8" with the 70-inch reach. And like I said, this is a rematch. These guys fought on the Contender Series. Taveras landed a couple decent shots. Serhey hit him with a sick jab, left hook, jab to a straight right down the pipe. Dude dropped him, went on, finished him, but, you know, it was a premature finish. That's why we're getting this back. The Sidey, man, this kid is good. Going back to watch all his fights, he's a big kid. He's young. He's well-rounded. He's been fighting for a long time. He started training when he was super young. He's from Ukraine, but he lives in Canada. He moved there when he was 6, and he's just been really training to fight. Very well-rounded, has excellent kickboxing, good boxing, like you've seen against Taveras, where he's able to drop and finish him. But he's got really good kicks. He's got a really good clinch with clinch knees. He's got good wrestling, and he's got excellent submissions. I mean, the kid is good. And the biggest thing is he's durable. You go back and watch a lot of his fights. He's took some big shots. He even took some shots from Taveras, but he's never been dropped. He looked really, really good in all of his fights. He's got that loss to Mateo Vogel, but he was super young there when Vogel, you know, is like basically like 28, 29 years old and in the best part of his career. And freaking Serhey came up, fought him in Canada when Vogel was the best prospect in Canada. And it was a close fight back and forth. And he was able to get the win over CD. But, dude, I'm telling you, this kid is good. He's big. He's strong. He's well-rounded. I love his cardio. I love his toughness. I love his fight IQ, everything. He's fighting Ramon Taveras. All right, so this kid, man, I watched his tape. He's a boxer. He comes from a boxing background. He's from Jacksonville, Florida. Got into boxing when he was like 15. He's a boxer. He's got good forward pressure. He's a southpaw, and he throws KO power. His straight left, his left hook, them's KO power. You know, he's got a decent right hook too. But that's all he's got. And not only that, but I think why he's not a professional boxer, when I go back and watch his tapes, because he gets hurt, man. He's got finished in like 17 seconds in his first loss of his career. I've seen him get hurt and dropped in other fights. Even this James Dunn hurt him and rocked him. And then somebody else rocked him too. But this Edward Massey got him out of there in 34 seconds. Sidey got him out of there in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. And I've seen him rocked before. So he's a one-dimensional boxer with not the best chin, man. He does walk guys down. And I just don't think that it's going to fit for him in the UFC. When he gets hit, he can't take it. And he's a one-dimensional boxer. So, and he's not, you know, Joshua Van or someone like that. So I'm taking Sidey here. I think he wins the rematch. I don't know if he gets him out of there as early. You know, it could be tough first round when Taveras is coming forth in big shots. But like I said, Serhey's so much more well-rounded and just a bigger, better fighter. Give me him all day. You know, give me him all day. Next fight is in the women's strawweight division. We got Gillian Robertson versus Polyana Viana. Gillian Robertson's 12-8, currently sitting at minus 200, 28 years old, 5'5" with a 63-inch reach. Polyana Viana is 13-6, currently sitting at plus 165, 31 years old, 5'5" with a 67-inch reach. So you see their same height. Polyana is going to have 4 inches of reach. Gillian Robertson is basically okay at 115. She's kind of bigger, but she's so slow. Her striking, which is already not good at 125 or 115, is so slow. It is terrible against Ricci and against Piera Rodriguez. Looked terrible and slow. She couldn't hit anything. Her wrestling is slow at strawweight. Like, she was able to take Piera down in the second round when she got the finish, but the first round Piera like took her down. She got reversed. So but yeah, she's very slow and very awkward at 115, and she was never really that great at 125. But she's got decent wrestling, and she's got really world-class MMA jiu-jitsu. When she gets on top, she's got good transition. She's constantly looking for the finish, and good ground and pound. She's got pretty good elbows too. That she's using them elbows to get you to turn, to give up the neck, give up the back, give up the arm, whatever, man. But that's all she really does. You know, if she can out grapple you, she's going to win the fight. And if she can't, she usually loses that fight. Polyana Viana is a world-class jiu-jitsu black belt. Like, she's competed in world tournaments early on in her life. She's like a 21-time state jiu-jitsu champion in Brazil. But yeah, man, she's got good Muay Thai striking too. She's very long. She's got long punches. You've seen against Jinyu Frey where she was able to just hit her with at the end of some long straight punches, you know, and knock Jinyu Frey out. And she actually even finished Amanda Hebos back in the day. KO'd her in the first round. But good striking, like long striking, and she's got good kicks. She's definitely going to have way better striking than Gillian Robertson, way faster. When it comes to the wrestling, like, Gillian Robertson can probably land some takedowns, right? Because I tried to go back and watch Polyana Viana, and she doesn't really defend too many takedowns. Like, Ricci took her down a couple times, but when you take Polyana Viana down, she's so dangerous off her back, man. Her arm bars and her triangle arm bars from guard are crazy. The whole time she's down there, she's threatening with stuff. Ricci seen it, and even Lasmin Lucindo seen it early in the first round, which Lasmin Lucindo did try and go choke her. Lasmin Lucindo's a savage. It would beat the shit out of Gillian Robertson. So same style. But in this fight, I just don't see why Gillian Robertson's a big favorite. I think Polyana Viana has better striking, and I don't know if Gillian has the jiu-jitsu to take her down. And even if she takes her down, I can't. I mean, I don't care how good you are at jiu-jitsu as a girl, when you get another girl armbar from guard, when a girl's in a guard, their hips are so flexible and their arms and legs go up so quick. So if you're taking Gillian Robertson in this and you think she's just going to come out here and take Viana down and just hold her down and beat her up for 3 rounds, I don't know if that happens, man. I love Viana striking like way better in the stand-up. And if she can keep this fight standing, she wins all day. All day, every day. And even on the ground, she's dangerous. So if I bet Gillian Robertson, she takes her down and then she gets armbar because she got good jiu-jitsu, but she can be beat. Like I said, girls armbar from guard, and you're dealing with a very high level jiu-jitsu girl. I'll take Polyana Viana in this fight as a big underdog. I'm not a fan of Gillian Robertson. I took her over Pira Rodriguez and I faded her against Tabitha Ricci and win a bunch of money. So I know how to play her, and I don't like her in this fight. I don't like her at strawweight. She's so slow at strawweight. It's crazy. Next fight is in the men's bantamweight division. We got Brad Katona versus Garrett Armfield. Brad Katona's 13-2, currently sitting at -180. 32 years old, 5'6", with the 64.5-inch reach. Garrett Armfield's 9-3, 27 years old, 5'6", with the 70-inch reach. So you see Armfield's going to have 5.5-inch reach advantage. Brad Katona's, excuse me, a super well-rounded fighter, man. This dude's striking's very, very, very improved. When you go watch him on Ultimate Fighter with Timur Valiev and even Carlos Vera, striking looked improved. Against Cody Gibson, they stayed standing pretty much the whole fight, and he showed excellent cardio, excellent toughness, excellent striking. Like his kickboxing was excellent. And then he's got really, really good grappling, and he's got excellent cardio. I mean, this dude's been in there with a lot of tough people. He's been in there with Merab Dvalishvili. He choked out Bryce Mitchell on the Contender Series or on the Ultimate Fighter. Then he went and fought a bunch of tough Russians to get his way back into the UFC to the Ultimate Fighter, and then he won them tough fights, man. I like Brad Katona. His boxing's good, nice leg kicks, really good wrestling, BJJ, phenomenal cardio, excellent toughness, never been finished in 15 fights. Just a well-rounded, tough dude. He's from Canada. He trains in Ireland and lives there now, but he's from Canada, so he'll get the crowd's love. Garrett Armfield, I watched him fight, man. Good boxing. He's got really good jab, and he throws really good combos with power. You've seen against the Mateo Vogel. He got finished by him, but in the first round, he looked really good and was beating Vogel up. But in the second round, came out and gassed out. Vogel took him down and choked him out. But he's had some decent wins. He came in against Onama on short notice. Same kind of thing happened there. He had a decent first round, came out in the second round, slowed down, got choked out. And you've seen him against Kazama, man, hit him with the straight right. This kid's got really good boxing. That's what he is, really good boxing with good takedown defense for the first round. And he's pretty dangerous, you see, with their 6 KOs. But in this fight, I just don't see that working against Brad Katona, man. Brad Katona's been in there with good strikers, been in there with good kickboxers, boxers, all that. And I think he's going to be able to definitely hang with Garrett Armfield in the striking. And then his grappling is going to be way better in this fight. And the first round will probably be close. That's how Garrett Armfield fights. He fights pretty tough in the first round. But I don't see him being the first guy to finish Katona. You know, Katona's been in there with some dangerous guys. And then I see Katona definitely taking over in the second and third, and either getting that second or third round finish, because Armfield's been finished in the second round 2 times, maybe 3. Nope, just 2 times. So I can see Katona working on him in either getting a third round or a decision. But I really like Brad Katona a lot in this fight. I think that he's going to be pretty much better everywhere other than just like straight boxing. But when you mix in all the kicks and all the grappling and the experience and everything, give me Brad Katona all day. Next fight's in the men's welterweight division. We got Neil Magney versus Mike Malott. Neil Magney's 28-11, currently sitting at +230, 36 years old, 6'3" at the 80-inch reach. Mike Malott is 10-1-1, currently sitting at -280, 32 years old, 6'1" with the 73-inch reach. Neil Magney, man, he's a consummate professional. This dude's a vet. He's been in there with the best in the world, Shavkat, Jeff Neal, all kinds of great people. Big, tall, long dude. You see he's 2 inches taller with 7 inches of reach. He's got pretty good kickboxing. He throws a nice jab, and he's got a nice right hand. He throws a lot of front kicks up the middle to kind of use him like a jab, teep kicks to the gut. Always in your face, pushes a crazy pace. Good clinch, good wrestling. Decent jiu-jitsu. The dude's been submitted 6 times, but it's always to like Gilbert Burns, Shavkat, let's see, Rafael dos Santos, you know, Damian Maia. It's been to the best people in the world. But super well-rounded, good cardio, phenomenal cardio, good clinch, good grappling, been in there with the best in the world, just not very dangerous. It's like the guy doesn't really finish anybody. He finished Daniel Rodriguez, which was pretty good. Got him in a third when Rodriguez slowed down, and they had a crazy back and forth fight. Also, man, like he's got to win over Jeff Neal, and that was only 2.5 years ago. You know what I mean? To get the win over Jeff Neal, he had the good win over Max Griffin, and these are all quality guys. And then, of course, he has his losses. He had lost to Shavkat Rakhmonov, to Burns, and Gary Machado, but them dudes are savages. He's fighting another up-and-coming savage here, Mike Malott, man. This dude, he seems to be pretty good, man, and well-rounded. Like, his boxing looks good. I was watching his fights, man. He had some fast hands that he put on Adam Fugit. Honestly, it started looking like he was slowing down a little bit in the second round, and Fugit was kind of coming forward on him. And dude, he just threw this right hook straight left, dude, that just put Fugit out. I mean, that was nice. It was nice and hard and fast. Like, that was, so if you can go watch that, what he dropped Adam Fugit with and then choked him out. Excellent combo. And then his front chokes are sick, man. He locked up one of the tightest guillotines you're going to see on Fugit. Fugit had nothing to do but to choke. Took a nice arm triangle on Yohan Lainesse. He shows good wrestling, dude. Not only is his striking good, but he's got good body lock takedowns and suplexes. And then very, very heavy on top. He's the jiu-jitsu coach at Team Alpha Male, and he just works. He works with ground and pound and transitions, and then sets up these chokes, man. He's finished all of his wins, 10 wins, 10 finishes, six subs, 4 KOs, a lot of clubbing subs, but the dude's dangerous everywhere. You've seen him snatch up that guillotine on the Contender Series, too, against that Shimin Samoshki. That dude took him down. That was probably not even close to his name, but that dude took him down and then promptly got choked out. So, dude, in this fight, I got to take Mike Malott just because, like, I think that I know he's going to be able to land the takedowns on Neil Magney in that first and second round. I freaking know it because he's got good wrestling. Magney doesn't have the best takedown defense, but if he can I'm not sure if he's on the level to just take Neil Magney down, transition, and choke him out. But man, Neil Magney got choked out by that arm triangle by Gilbert Burns pretty quick. And Mike Malott has a sick arm triangle, and then he's got the sick guillotine. I've seen it too many times. Neil Magney getting choked out. Mike Malott looks very dangerous on the ground. That seems to be his best spot, even though he's got great striking. So give me Mike Malott by sub, man. You know, that just seems the way it goes. Next fight's obviously going to be great. We got 2 giant prospects here. We got Arnold Allen versus Movsar Evloev. Allen is 19-2, currently sitting at plus 135, 28 years old, 5'8" with the 70-inch reach. Movsar is 17-0, currently sitting at minus 165, 29 years old, 5'7" with the 72-inch reach. So you see, Allen's 1 inch taller. Movsar will have 2.5 inches of reach. Arnold Allen, man, this dude got great striking. Like, his striking is so improved. He's so fast, man. He comes with that southpaw boxing, and he just sets up that left hand beautifully, man. He can fight coming forward. He can fight going backwards. He landed some good shots on Max Holloway, but Max Holloway's Max Holloway. He doesn't get dropped, hurt, or finished, so it's very hard to beat him if you're just another boxer that's a little bit smaller. But man, he looked phenomenal against Calvin Kattar till Calvin Kattar hurt his knee. He dropped Kattar. He hurt him a couple times with some big shots to the body. Dan Hooker, he brutalized him, man. Hit him with everything but the kitchen sink in that fight. Knees, elbows, head kicks, punches. Look at that. How many times punches, knees, elbows, and there was a head kick in there too. And it's hard to finish Dan Hooker. He did go down in weight class. So, I mean, you know, it probably took a little bit out of him, but he had that nice win over Sadiq Youssef where he dropped him in 2 of the rounds. Good win over Nick Lenz. He dominated all 3 rounds of that fight, where Movsar, you know, he went to a split decision with Lenz. But Arnold Allen, man, I like his southpaw striking. He throws some head kicks out of nowhere, but really he's just going to box you, you know, and he's got really good movement. This kid never stops moving. It's very hard to corner him and land takedowns on him because he's always moving, feet's moving, throwing punches, getting out of the way. Movsar Evloev, man, this kid is a prospect. He's got excellent striking. Like, I went and watched his striking. Like, he outstruck Dan Ige the whole time. That fight was mostly on the feet until the 3rd round, and he outstruck him, you know, and then in the 3rd round, out-grappled him. He's got excellent cardio. He's very well-rounded. He's undefeated. He's got excellent fight IQ, good striking, good kickboxing, and then he mixes in the grappling with the kickboxing very well. He's got good jiu-jitsu himself. He's got good ground and pound. He's got excellent defensive jiu-jitsu. You've seen against Nick Lenz, had him in some crazy guillotines he got out of, and then Diego Lopez had him in some crazy knee bars, triangle, arm bars, all that, and he got out of that. So kid is very well-rounded, and he's got world-class cardio, well-rounded, excellent striking, and the excellent grappling, and he mixes it in very, very, very well. He's definitely a prospect to watch. Just so heavy on top in the world-class cardio. I got to go with Evloev here. All right. I wanted to go into this thinking I want Arnold Allen as a dog, get him at plus 135. He can maybe hit Evloev, hurt him, finish him. But Evloev took some really big freaking shots from Diego Lopez early in that fight a couple times. big uppercuts, you know, and got a little bit dazed, but never was rocked. He's never been dropped. The kid's tough as nails. He's got the striking to stand with Arnold. Arnold's going to have a little bit better striking with a little bit more power, but Evloev's going to be able to stand in there. He's not going to be a fish out of water, be able to survive there, and then he can mix in the grappling. I think he can wear on Allen, man, and just mix it all together and get this win. It's going to be a very close fight. I won't have no bets on it. Give me Movsar Evloev to become 18-0. Keep his march going to the title. I tried to look back and find some fights with Arnold Allen against grapplers, but he doesn't have any. Only against Nick Lentz, and Nick Lentz couldn't take him down. He didn't really try after the first round. So, is what it is. Co-main event is in the women's bantamweight division for the vacant title. We got Raquel Pennington versus Mayra Bueno Silva. Raquel Pennington is 15-8, currently sitting at plus 140, 35 years old, 5'7" with a 67.5-inch reach. Mayra Bueno Silva is 10-2-1, currently sitting at minus 170, 32 years old, 5'6" with a 66.5-inch reach. So you see Pennington's 1 inch taller with 1 inch of reach. Rocky Pennington, man, she's been doing this forever. She's fought the best girls in the world. She's fought Nunes. She's fought Macy Chiasson. I know that didn't sound right, but she's fought Aldana, Nunes, Durandamy, Nisha Tate back in the day, Jessica Andrade, Holly Holm. She's fought everybody and looked good in most of them fights. She's very meat and potato. She's got good striking. She comes forward, throws some excellent strikes, mostly punches, but good leg kicks too. Then she's got good grappling, man. Her clinch is very strong against the cage. She's got excellent dirty boxing, and then she's got pretty good wrestling too, and you know, decent choke. She choked out Macy Chiasson. Other than that, she has a lot of fights going to decision, win or lose, because she's very durable. She's only been finished one time in I believe the last 13 years, and that was to Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes finished her with the ground and pound in round 5 back in 18, and before that, she hadn't been finished till she got choked out by Kat Ziongo back in the day in 2012. So she's only been finished one time in 13 years. So you got to take that into consideration. But she's got very good striking, meat and potato. She's very tough, very durable. She's got excellent cardio, good cage clinch. So if she wants, she could just push Mayra Bueno Silva up against the cage, beat her up there, and not even take her to the ground and get risky if she wants. But you got to watch out, because as we know with Mayra Bueno Silva, she's very dangerous. 10 wins, 8 finishes, 7 subs. You seen the ninja choke that she hit on Holly Holm, the front choke, man, when Holly Holm was just beating her up in the clinch, and she got her head too low for 1 second in that second round, and she snatched that neck. And before that, she knee barred Lena Landsberg. Her best thing is her arm bar from guard, man. When girls take her down and she's in her guard, her arm bar is amazing. Stephanie Egger, she got with it. She got Gillian Robertson, who we talked earlier. She got Mayra Barriault with it, who is not a good fighter. But she's had draws with like Montana De La Rosa. She lost the point in that fight. She did win 2 out of 3 rounds. But looked good in the fight against Manon Farreau. She had landed some powerful leg kicks, but Manon's movement was just too much. And then Manon was able to mix in the grappling and stay safe on the ground, and that's how she got the win there. But, man, she's had some pretty good fights, and she's so dangerous. Dangerous Muay Thai, powerful leg kicks. She tore up Manon Farreau's lead leg in that fight, and then Raquel Pennington got her lead leg chewed up by Nunes. So that's one thing to look at. But, man, Mayra Bueno Silva, she's usually losing the fight until she wins it. This is a very, very, very crazy fight to call. I'm actually going to take Raquel Pennington to win this fight. I'm going to tell you why, because I don't think she gets finished here. Raquel Pennington is as tough as they come. She's so durable. She's very crafty vet. I don't think that she gets finished by Mayra Bueno Silva here. I think she pushes the pace. Mayra Bueno Silva has never been 5 rounds. She's scheduled for it, but never been 5 rounds, and I've seen her get tired in multiple fights. And that was at 125, so maybe she was cutting weight to get down there. But still, I've seen her get tired before, where I've never seen Raquel Pennington get tired. Then I think Raquel Pennington is just like the better overall fighter, especially for winning minutes. And then when you add in the fact that she's only been finished 1 time by Amanda Nunes in the last 13 years, give me Raquel Pennington to win this title and get the upset. Next fight is in the men's heavyweight or men's middleweight division, and this is going to be a crazy fight. It's definitely the best fight I'm looking forward to this year, and that includes Poirier, Benoit Saint Denis. We got Sean Strickland, the middleweight champion, versus DDP Dricus du Plessis. Sean Strickland is 28-5, currently sitting on minus 120. 32 years old, 6'1" with a 76-inch reach. DDP is 20-2, currently sitting at plus 100, 30 years old, 6'1" with a 76-inch reach. So they are the exact same height, exact same reach, damn near the same age. This is going to be a great fight. Bad blood. You've seen the fight that happened in the crowd. It's going to be a good one. Sean Strickland, one of the best boxers, world-class boxing. He seems like he could be a professional boxer if he wants. I don't know, how far he would get in that, but he's got some of the best boxing in the UFC, man. He uses that Philly shell and has phenomenal defense. And you've seen it against Israel Adesanya. You've seen it against Abus. You've seen it against Nasruddin. Everybody, man, when he can get his forward pressure going and just jab you, hit you with the right hand, and just constantly do that, put that pressure on you, that pace on you. This dude's a dangerous dude. Even back in the day, man. All right, so he beat Jack Marshman back in 2020. He didn't fight. He had a motorcycle accident. He didn't fight for 2 years. He came back to the UFC, fought Jack Marshman, beat the crap out of Jack Marshman. That's when he's talking crap to him the whole time. Then a month or 2 weeks later, look, that was 10/31. 2 weeks later, he comes and fights Brendan Allen on 1 week notice. And we know how good Brendan Allen is. He beat the shit out of Brendan Allen the whole time, boxed him up. He took Brendan Allen down, got down on top for a little bit, got back up, pieced him up, and then knocked Brendan Allen out, man. And just put on clinics on everybody. He did get knocked out by left hook Larry Pereira, but man, that's just how it goes. The Cannonier fight was very close, but we see Cannonier as a savage, dude. Cannonier is world class. Still may be a champion someday. But dude, Sean Strickland, his durability is phenomenal. His cardio is world class. You seen against Izzy, man, 5 rounds straight in his face the whole time. Never got tired one time, man. Even after throwing that crazy 50 punch barrage when he got Izzy hurt. But man, this kid is just tough. He's good. If somebody brings the fight to him, he'll fight just as hard as you. If not, he'll just jab you and piece you up the whole time like he did Uriah Hall. And he even wrestled him a little bit too. But dude, Dricus du Plessis, this dude is a dangerous mofo, man. Switch stance kickboxing that's dangerous with kicks, knees, elbows, spinning shit, everything. Then he's got good grappling. He's got strong wrestling. He's a big dude for middleweight, big strong dude, and he can just grab dudes and power them to the ground, man. He even did it with Derek Brunson. He got taken down and held down for the first 2 minutes. Then he got up and he took Derek Brunson down in the first round. Did the same thing, wrestled Till down, beat him up for a little bit, gassed out a little bit in the second round. And man, that beating he put on Robert Whitaker, I've never seen Robert get crumpled like that. No one has. We've seen him get knocked out by Izzy, but as far we've seen the wars, the dog that this dude is, and the wars he's been in with Yoel and all these different dudes with Izzy and all that. And he crumpled. And it wasn't because he got knocked out. He just was getting hit so hard, and Robert Whitaker just found a way out, which I thought I'd never see. But knocked out Trevin Giles, man. Sloppy, not technical, but so powerful. Looks like he slows down by the second round, breathes with his mouth open, even with his nose fixed, but still throws power for the whole 15 minutes, never backs down. This fight's going to be crazy. Like I said, dude, Dricus can choke you out, knock you out, do anything. He's the dog. From the opening bell, he pushes a pace where you guys are going to go. You guys are going to go out to sea, and you're going to see who can swim the longest, because that's what he wants to do. He wants to drag you to hell and just see who can take the heat the longest, man. And yeah, man, I don't know if that style is going to work against my boy Sean Strickland, dude, to be honest. I think Sean Strickland has the composure. I think he can take the punches of Dricus coming in and throwing them big punches. Sean has excellent takedown defense and good wrestling himself, and then he's a high-level black belt. Now, I wouldn't say high-level because he's not taking dudes down and choking them out, but he's high-level where I don't think he just gets taken down and choked out by Dricus, and I don't think he gets taken down and just held down by Dricus either. I think this is mostly a striking fight. I think Dricus is going to try to grapple, but just like against Brad Taveras, Dricus, tried to take him down and grapple with him in the first round. Brad Taveras is crazy hard to take down, almost impossible. So he just gave up on it, and they just fought the rest of the fight. I think that's what they just stood up. So I think that's what's going to happen in this fight. They're going to stand up, and I think that Sean's forward pressure and his striking defense is going to be able to get out of the way of most of Dricus's crazy, awkward, darting in punches. And I think that he's going to be able to piece Dricus up. And the biggest thing I want to see in this fight is which person gets to go forward, because neither one of these guys fight the best going backwards. That's why Sean Strickland wasn't able to go completely forward on Pereira. That's why he got hit with that big shot when he's going back. Because if you can throw combos on Strickland, one thing, Strickland is all open for left hooks, man. He gets hit with left hooks by Izzy, and it's because how his Philly shell is, his hand's always down low, man. And he does get hit with the left hook. So, got to watch out for that. But Dricus, man, I don't know. I'm taking Sean Strickland here. I'm not going to bet the main event. I'm going to watch this as a fan because it's going to be a good enough fight to watch. But I think Strickland's cardio, his pace, his pressure. I think he's going to be the one coming forward after the first round and a half. And I think his cardio, pace, and pressure is going to be too much. Dricus is one of the most durable human beings I've seen, though. If you go watch him fight like Darren Till and even Derek Brunson, dude, he takes clean ass shots to the face. Even Robert Whitaker hit him with some good ones, and he don't get dropped, and he gets stunned a little bit. But man, that dude's a durable dude. He's a dog. This is going to be the greatest fight. I'm taking Sean Strickland to keep his title. But, dude, I'm staying away. This is one you can just watch as a fan. Man, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, checking out this Mr. Pay-Per-View breakdown. I will be back. We're going to do we're going to have this week off, and then we'll be back for the following week on Tuesday and Thursdays for our show. And then I'll be back on or Tuesdays and Fridays, and then we'll be back for a big card for Vegas 85, which I already got a couple bets in. So I appreciate everybody hanging out with me, and I will see you.